Here on this earth plane, in these human lives, we have so much assistance and guidance available to us in the non-physical realms. We've got spirit guides of every shape and size and description. We've got angels, archangels, goddesses, ascended masters. All sorts of high beings of light are available to us to guide us, support us, and assist us. But sometimes, no matter how often we ask or how hard we try, we just can't seem to get the answers that we're looking for. And I totally understand that frustration. I've been there. Sometimes I've asked for years the same question, hoping for a better answer. And because I channel for clients, sometimes they get frustrated because they're hoping to get a certain kind of response and answer. And when I don't deliver that kind of message, it's disappointing and frustrating. I totally get it. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 most common reasons I found why we don't seem to be getting the answers we want from the universe. At the end, I have some really simple tips I can share to help you shift your experience and put yourself in a better place to start receiving the answers and the guidance that you're looking for. Also, a way that you can accelerate your spiritual growth and evolution. One of the common questions that often comes up when we start communicating with spirit guides, when we start trying to get messages from our higher self or from the universe, the question is, how can I tell the difference between receiving messages and my own thoughts? Is it just my imagination? Well, it takes some practice, but the messages you typically receive will sound like your own thoughts because they're ideas that get planted, that get sent to you and you receive them. And so there isn't some kind of being with vocal cords speaking to you. You're receiving a thought, you're receiving an idea. And because it's in your own head, it often and usually does sound like your own thoughts. But with practice, you can start to tell the difference between your own regular thoughts and receiving some kind of message or guidance. And one of the easiest ways to tell whether a message is coming from guidance and not your ego is that the message is loving, simple, concise, encouraging, and uplifting. Those are the hallmarks of messages from spirit that truly come from love. If it sounds critical or judgmental, be wary because that's not a message coming in love from spirit. If it feels like you're getting imperatives or commands, like you must do this, you should do that, again, be wary because either your ego's getting involved or you're tapping into something that is not of the highest, most loving vibration. So that's one of the easiest ways to tell whether or not the message that you are receiving is coming from your higher self or coming from a high being of love. Now, here are the 5 most common reasons that I have found over the years why you might not be receiving the answers or the messages from the universe that you're looking for. The number 1 most common one is you're simply not ready. Your higher self sees your entire life from incarnation to leaving this physical world. It sees your life in its entirety, and it sees where you are right now and your connection or relationship to all of those things that your heart really desires in terms of career or relationships, abundance, anything that's important to you. Your higher self sees you and sees kind of the big picture of where you are and the easiest, most efficient way of getting you to where you want to go. And in that higher perspective, oftentimes your higher self sees that, okay, she's asking the question, but she's not quite ready for the full answer. And so you won't be getting that answer that you expect or know in your heart is out there. And it's very simple. You just need to relax and trust that the answer will come when you're ready. Now, reason number 2 why you might not be getting the answers that you expect or would really want to have is it's just not the right timing. So if you're not ready, it's part of the timing, but sometimes the timing of all the threads, all the components that are being woven together to lead you down the path in the best possible way, sometimes all of those elements are not quite ready or lined up. And so you might be ready physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, but the environment or the universe is not quite ready to give you that answer that will bring everything together and make sense. Reason number 3 is another common one. Sometimes you're simply not in a receptive state. If you're frustrated or worried or overwhelmed or angry or fearful, if you're in any of those realms of negative emotions, you are not in the best energetic state to receive positive, loving guidance, the next step on your path towards all those things that you desire. It's not about timing, it's just about your vibration. When you're focused in the negative realms, when you're worried that things aren't happening, when you're not trusting the process of life, you're not in a receptive mode. You're not open to receiving the messages and guidance that you really need. So the best times to receive are when you're feeling good, when you're feeling the vibration of appreciation, when you feel connected to your own higher self, when you're experiencing love. And it doesn't matter what the object or subject of your attention is, as long as you're feeling those positive, uplifting emotions, that's when you're most receptive to getting answers and ideas and inspiration. Reason number 4, and this is my favorite. Your higher self and your guides want you to learn how to get your own answers and not rely on anybody else. Often when we go to see somebody to get a reading or somebody who channels or who's psychic, and we want to go and ask some questions and either get some confirmation, get some guidance, get some answers. Oftentimes when we're relying on outside sources, your higher self and your guides know that you're on an evolutionary path. You're here to develop your own skills and trust and confidence that you have the potential of getting all the answers you need and not rely on anybody else to give you the answers or to even give you confirmation. And so sometimes when we really want to get an answer, like we're going for a channeled session or a reading of some sort, we really want to get an answer. We ask a question, but the answer doesn't come, or the guidance we get is a little bit mysterious because your higher self knows that what's best for you is to stop looking outside of you for the answers and start becoming the master of getting your own answers and trusting your own intuition and knowing. The 5th reason why you might not be getting the answers you want from the universe is that the answers that you're getting are the ones that you need, not the ones that you expect. If you go into any situation expecting a certain outcome, expecting a certain answer, sometimes that expectation gets in the way of you actually receiving what you need. And I've been on the receiving end of this, but more often I'm the one channeling messages or being the conduit for somebody else. They're asking a question. I'm receiving an answer from my own guides or even their guides, and the answer is what they really, really need to hear rather than this preconceived notion of what the answer is going to look like. I've had clients who have done this, and maybe you've tried this yourself, where you go to 3 different sources, say 3 different readers or channelers, and you ask each one the exact same question, and you're getting 3 very different answers and responses. And it's not that one particular psychic or channeler is better than the other. What's usually going on is your guides, your higher self, are trying to give you the answers that are going to guide you down the path most lovingly and efficiently. They're not going to all just say, okay, simple answer, simple response. They see that there might be some expectation, but instead of giving you exactly what you expect, they're giving you the answers that you need. And so if this happens to you, take a step back and look at the different responses you've gotten to the same question and ask, okay, what's the pattern here? What's the overall message? What are these 3 experiences trying to communicate to me? And in doing so, you'll probably end up getting the aha moment or the real guidance that's behind those 3 experiences. When you've been looking to the universe for answers, when you've been looking to your spirit guides for answers and the answers don't seem to be coming the way you want them to, one or more of these 5 reasons is usually what's going on. Now, here's some quick tips to help you move past this experience and actually put yourself in a better position to receive the answers that you're looking for. Number one, stop asking. The universe doesn't need to be reminded. Your higher self isn't missing your requests. You ask once, your higher self gets it and understands and is moving you toward the answer. If you have more clarity, if you want to amend your question or request, you can always do that. But there's no reason to keep asking over and over and over again. When you do that, when you do keep repeating the question, you're stuck in the vibration or the energy of the question. And when you do that, you are not lined up with the frequency or the energy of the answer or the message. So as soon as you stop asking, then you open yourself up to start receiving. And that's an easy segue into tip number 2, which is stop focusing on the question, stop focusing on problems, focus instead on solutions. Remind yourself that, hey, I've asked. The universe, my higher self, got the message. I just need to kind of relax and let the answer come when I'm ready, when the timing is right, when everything's lined up for me to really receive and understand that answer fully or receive the solution that I'm looking for. So once you focus on a question or a problem, let it go. Shift your thinking, shift your attention to the solutions and the answers that are coming. Tip number 3 is probably the most important. If you don't have a regular daily habit of short, simple meditation, I highly recommend that you start. I have found nothing else, no other spiritual practice ever in the last 25 years that has done more to help me communicate with the non-physical realms than a regular daily practice of meditation. And if you've tried it and haven't been successful, or you want some tips on how to do it and be successful, you'll want to watch this video up here. And once you have a good routine and practice of daily meditation, then I highly recommend doing some automatic writing. This is a great way of putting yourself into a relaxed meditative state and having a conversation with your higher self or your guides on paper. So you keep that very deeply relaxed meditative state, your eyes just open enough so that you can, guide your pen or pencil on the paper and just have a back and forth conversation, just letting the ideas and information flow. That can really help you open up to receive messages and answers from the universe. I mentioned this one earlier. If you find yourself in that realm of negative emotion and ruminating thinking, you're not in the receptive mode. There's no way that you can really open yourself to clearly receive answers and messages. So make a point every day to do things that help you keep your thoughts positive, to keep yourself feeling good and open to the possibilities. Look for simple things to appreciate. Practice feeling good. I know that doesn't sound deeply profound and spiritual, but it is the simplest way and the most effective way to line up with the vibration of your higher self and your spirit guides so that you can receive inspiration, answers, solutions, and guidance. That's a quick overview of why we don't seem to be getting the answers we want from the universe and some simple things that maybe you can start doing today to change that and open yourself up to receiving the guidance and messages that you want. Now, if you feel like your life is evolving at a snail's pace, if you feel like your spiritual growth is stuck in first gear, but you know in your heart that there is so much more that you can discover about yourself and so many gifts that you have to share with this world, I invite you to consider my Lemurian mentoring program. This is a custom one-on-one mentoring program that's designed to help you accelerate your spiritual growth and start living that big life that you knew you came here to live. Early on in my spiritual journey, I was blessed to have some really great mentors. They made all the difference. It didn't matter how many workshops I went to or how many books I read. Their guidance, their mentoring helped me move forward in leaps and bounds, and I'm forever grateful for their support and assistance. And I'm blessed now to be able to be a mentor to people like you that really want to move forward in their growth as a spiritual human. If this is something that intrigues you, I invite you to click the link down in the description. You can read more about my Lemurian mentoring program, how we can work together, and exactly how I can custom create, along with my guides, how we can custom create a mentoring program that really sets you down the path of where you really want to go in this lifetime. If you read more about the program and it really speaks to your heart, I look forward to connecting with you soon. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and until I see you again, I send you my love and light from Lemuria. Aloha.